Hey buddy, it's Mike here. Today I'm really excited to talk about the newest No Man's Sky update. It's the Echoes update, and this thing is just huge. There's so much content, there's so much, so I'm gonna get started, and here we go. First thing I'm gonna say is that I'm not gonna be able to cover absolutely every single aspect on this update because it's just that huge, and I'll make sure to leave patch notes in the description so you can check that out. Now, a part of this being one of the hugest updates in No Man's Sky is because they actually added a whole new race with their own language and everything. They're called the Autophage, and then they offer all sorts of new gameplay elements. From offering new gameplay elements such as new quests, and you can even create your own staff, which kind of works like a multi-tool, so that was really cool. And their storyline goes more deeper into the Atlas and the Convergent storyline, and just helps uncover, the deep truths of the universe. So for those who are really into the No Man's Sky lore, you're going to get quite the treat with this update. And this race offers you more variety in terms of how you can customize your character, so you can actually use different types of cloths, different hoods, face masks, and different robotic parts. And I really like the way this race looks. It's a different change from like how the Korvax is. It's a different alternative. Maybe the Autophage and Korvax are like connected, I don't know. I haven't got that deep into the lore yet, but really cool nonetheless. You're gonna have fun customizing your character. And the awesome thing is it's a brand new race. So like I said, not only they are brand new language that you'll have to learn, they also have their own faction reputation like you would with the Gek, Vy'keen, and Korvax. So you have to increase that reputation by doing their quests. And once you reach a certain level of reputation with them, you can do more unique autophage missions just like you would with the other factions. And not to mention, they not only added the Voltaic Staff as one of the new multi-tool types in the game, they also introduced Atlas weapon types. And these look really cool. They're probably the coolest looking multi-tools I've seen introduced to No Man's Sky since the game's been out. And once you get more further with the Autophage, you can actually access these types of multi-tools, and you can actually get them from the Korvax monoliths. A really awesome part of this update is they added something called the Holographic Museum. So this takes your discovery log to the next level, and you can actually showcase your different milestones, For example, if you found a really cool looking animal on a certain planet, you can actually show that, and you can actually show this to other players, rather than being stuck in your discovery log. And that is just gonna really improve the sense of discovery in this game, because you're gonna want to keep improving your museum. And this is a brand new gameplay element which is going to lend to hundreds of hours of gameplay. I'm really excited about this one personally, so this is great. It's just going to make it more exciting to visit different players' bases and seeing the different types of flora and fauna they discovered and different milestones, rather than it being stuck in their discovery log. Now, on top of having that wonder projector which displays your favorite flora and fauna, you can actually locate what planet you found that flora and fauna through portal glyphs. So it actually tells you how to track them down. So that was really cool. Another great thing they added is that they actually finally gave you the option of scrapping your multi-tool for precious resources. You can also trade them too, so I really look forward to seeing how that turns out. Now, I think one of the hugest part of this update is just how they overhauled space combat altogether. For example, you can actually divert your power systems to balanced or attacking. So if you want your weapons to hit harder, or you can divert it to shields if you're getting swarmed by pirates. So it just added this whole new mechanic to combat, which is much needed, because to be honest, the combat was very simple before. Not to mention, all NPC freighters are now destructible. So you can go and be a horrible pirate, or you can protect other civilian freighters from pirate attacks. So I love that freedom now. Before, we could not destroy freighters, and that was just, I don't know, I felt like they're really missing the mark on that one. But just having that freedom to just completely destroy a freighter, just a new sense of freedom we haven't had in No Man's Sky before. And it's not as simple as before as just shooting the freighter. You actually have to dive under its shield, and you have to fly within its trenches and destroy its shield modules to actually take the shield down. And believe it or not, sometimes the freighter will even try to escape while you're trying to destroy it. So It's very exciting. I really had a lot of fun. In my particular instance, when I tried this update out, I saved a civilian freighter from being under attack from a pirate freighter. And it's like straight out of a Star Wars movie, you know? You're flying through the trenches, taking down those modules, and there's a whole process to taking them down. So I really enjoyed that. The pirate freighter was also shooting these torpedoes, which actually move quite slowly, so you should be able to destroy them in time. But these torpedoes do massive damage, and if you don't destroy them quick enough, that civilian freighter is going to be done within a couple minutes. So it just makes the space combat altogether just so much more exciting now. If you haven't tried it, you at least have to try it to see the major difference. Another cool thing is once you destroy these freighters, you can actually recruit its supporting frigates. So not only that, they added the autophage as their own faction. Believe it or not, the outlaws are actually their own faction now, with reputation you can increase through different various missions and whatnot. So that was much needed. I think that was I was always wondering why they weren't their own faction, because the outlaws was its own kind of standalone thing, and now they've added as its own faction. So that's definitely a gameplay improvement there. Now, something that might seem insignificant or small is they've added a Mark II version of the personal refiner. So you can actually add 2 inputs when you're crafting resources. So that's huge. It might seem small, but it's definitely going to make it a lot more convenient. And now most refining recipes can be done on the go now. So that's definitely in a gameplay and overall quality of life improvement. And on top of this, they've actually increased the amount of recipes. So you're going to have more different resources and more different outcomes from your using your personal refiner there. And as a side note, I know the Nintendo Switch version has been missing various features from the get-go. I think they're addressing this a bit now. They've actually added capes to the Switch version, so that's going to be awesome for any Nintendo Switch players. And speaking about Nintendo Switch users, they have actually enhanced the graphics on Nintendo Switch, so that's huge. And they actually also enhanced the graphics on PSVR 2, so an overall graphical improvement. And shortly they'll be adding the Voyager's expedition. So this is going to be released shortly, and this will help. This player will take players to the deepest oceans, the tallest mountains, and the most idyllic planets. You'll meet the strangest alien creatures and much more. And rewards for this type of discovery include unique posters, an exclusive electric jetpack trail, a salvaged accessory for your creature companions, and a set of new autophage related base parts, and a brand new mechanical companion. Anywho, that's my quick overview on this new Echoes update. I'm really excited to get into it. I feel like they're really delivering in terms of content, and I'm looking forward to completing that storyline with the autophage and just building my faction points for not only the autophage new faction, but also the outlaw faction. I also look forward to building my own staff and using that as a multi-tool. There's just so much, and No Man's Sky, Hello Games, they just continue to deliver, and I'm really having fun with this. So I might sound like a broken record here, but honestly, if you haven't tried No Man's Sky, highly recommend you get back into it. Now's the time. You're gonna have so much fun with these new gameplay elements. The space combat overhaul, it's really huge how much that dramatically improves the game. So if you played No Man's Sky maybe a couple of years ago and you got bored, I highly suggest you just give it one more shot. Just try it now. Now's the time to try it. I have to say, this is probably one of the biggest updates since it's came out. So at least give it a shot. And if you haven't played No Man's Sky at all, it's just an easy recommendation. But that's it for this one. If you haven't checked out my channel already, I highly suggest you do and consider subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.